Hi everyone, welcome to the angel guidance for the week ahead. It's Monday, the 17th of May, and this is your reading for the week ahead. And I'm also going to be pulling some cards for you. If you're on live, then drop me a message, let me know where you need some guidance in your life right now. So every Monday I do this, but I a bit about the angels so that you can get to know them a bit better, get to understand the signs that they're working with you, that they're with you in your life. So here's a question for you. Are you feeling inner nudges or being nudged by your angels right now to make small and big changes in your life? And do you have the feeling that there is something big coming, like that you just know when you wake up in the morning, or just a little feeling that you get throughout the day that something big is about to happen, or there is a big change coming and you can't quite see what it is yet, you can't quite figure it out, and it's a welcome change, it's a positive change, something that you would be excited about. So that feeling of excitement, that kind of little tingly feeling that you're meant for something more, that something big is coming, that there is something that's going to shift your life incredibly in a positive direction, that is actually a sign that the angels are working with you. This feeling rises up often when it's not expected. So it's not like you're sort of working on your dreams or you're thinking too deeply about it. You just get the something coming, something positive around the corner. It's often in divine timing. So you've gone through some changes, some shifts in your life. Maybe situations have left your life that haven't been good for you, they've been undermining you, or you're just at a stage where you're recognizing, I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing. I feel like there's more to life. And maybe you've been praying, you've been asking for help, you've been asking for healing. And that feeling of anticipation is a sense that your prayers are being answered and that the angels are by your side. So the angels wanted me to talk to you about this today because there's so many people feeling this. And one, because we fear change, right? It's a very human thing to fear change, to sort of put on the metaphoric, headphones and go da 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 da. Like when we think change is coming, we sometimes sabotage ourselves. We go off chasing butterflies, getting distracted, going around in circles. We have a drama. We kind of distract ourselves because change can be scary. So that's one thing that we do, is that our soul starts to call in change. It's divinely guided. It's time to get on with your life purpose. It's time for you to start living a divinely aligned life. It's not just about your career, it's about every part of your life. And then you can sabotage it. You can sort of put on your headphones and just go, oh, I'm just going to ignore this. Or you go into a cycle of frustration about where you are and where you want to be. And you go into fear of, like, how am I going to make these changes? I don't even know how to get there. But the angels are there to show you and support you through those little incremental step-by-step changes that you have to make yourself to where you're going. And they see the bigger picture of your life. And they're not bossy, they're not controlling, they're not trying to take over your life, but they're there. They can see what's good for you, as in what would make you happy, what would uplift you, what fulfills your soul potential and would give you that true soul contentment, fulfillment. But they also know what your personality is and, what would fit for you. And they can also see the blocks in your way. And sometimes it's little tiny blocks. And this is why I started the conversation by, are you feeling a nudge to make changes? Sometimes there are big and little steps that you can take. And you might think, well, I'm praying for my life purpose, but I'm getting guidance to give up caffeine, or I feel like I've got to move to a new location, or I've got to go on a trip and visit another location. Just little things like giving up caffeine, changing your diet, moving your body more, and also big things. And that sense of there's something big coming is that you're getting that understanding and you're hearing it, and that means it's like you've stepped onto that golden pathway, and yes, that big change is coming, but in order to get, you've got to co-create it. You've got to start to listen to that guidance. So Tyler says definitely feeling an impending change. Jill says yes, big change. Yes, it's, you know, so many light workers are feeling this at the moment. It's kind of, it's exciting, isn't it? It's like there's something coming. And then some days you might feel like, oh, it's right there, I can feel it, I can taste it, but I just can't get what it is or what I have to do to get there. And other days it feels like it's, you know, in the mists. And that's just a sign that there is some guidance that's repeating for you that you now need to listen to. It's a real sign that your angels are working closely with you, and you have to tune into that guidance and actually follow it. You can trust it. It's 100% trustworthy. And acknowledge if you're, you know, I've been like this in my life, and I notice sometimes as I'm getting older that I quite like to do things the old way. So when change comes, we want to turn away from it, like even a tiny change. It's like, oh, this is going to get me out of my comfort zone, or I've got to spend a little bit of extra money to do the course that I want to do that's going to get me where I want to go, or I do something like get on a plane and go, and, you know, I know we can't all get on planes right now, but something that feels out of your comfort zone. I've got to push myself out of this kind of little comfort cave that I've made for myself. And we have, especially in the last year, that comfort zone has become quite, you know, like a little nest. And coming out of it can feel scary, but it isn't scary, because I promise you that by following that guidance, it's going to bring to you all of the blessings that you've been praying for, hoping for, even better than you can imagine. I promise you that. So Doc, hi Doc, is saying shifts everywhere. I'm moving state, first time in 40 years. Wow, that's big, isn't it? Well done. With your children and your family as well. Yeah. And it's almost like we've been through, you know, some storms, and those storms have helped us to see some of the things that are toxic, undermining, not working. And they might not be that you have to actually leave situations. Sometimes you just have to change them a bit. And then when you can see what hasn't been working for you, you then can acknowledge, okay, I've got to make a change. I've got to do something about that. So just let me see who else. Hi, Cassandra. Hi, Leanne. Yeah. So I'm writing a blog about that right now, and that's going to be out later on today. So if you go over to my website, sign up for my newsletter, you will get that. I'm writing a little bit in detail about how that angel guidance comes. But really think about, you know, what's niggling, because your intuition, your body will mirror or echo what the angels are telling you. So, you know, for instance, it's a really simple thing, thinking about giving up caffeine, and that is something that they tend to begin with, things like caffeine, sugar, things that you know aren't good for you. So you feel not so good when you have your morning coffee, and then you might start to, you know, I know when I had to give up coffee, I started to get a rash, and I used to get palpitations. So my body was showing me, even though I was trying to ignore that guidance that was coming into my mind, it's time to give this up. This isn't good for you. And then when I did give it up, my psychic and intuitive channels just blasted open, because that caffeine was not only lowering my vibration and keeping me in anxiety, which is fear, it was creating a kind of a coating over my energy field where I wasn't as clear in my guidance and messages. So then that opened up the next steps and the next steps of the things I needed to do to get onto my purpose and change my life and create the life that I have now as an angel medium, you know. So every now and then you might think, well, I'm asking for guidance about my work or my money or my health, and yet the guidance that's coming seems to be about changing my diet or exercising or moving or doing a random online course or reading a book, and you can't see the connection, but the angels have got that big picture view of your life, and they can see how making those shifts is going to bring you closer to that is on your soul path and that which you are manifesting, that you are calling in right now. So yeah, my teen is going through some changes. I'm trying to support him, and calling on the angels has been something that I've been doing this last little while. Yes, that's great. And if you can you know, really pour out your heart to the angels and tell them what's going on and what you're struggling with, and also noticing those little repetitive thoughts and ideas and little images that come into your mind, because those will be changes that you can make to help your team, but also to help you. And you know, when we make shifts, that has a ripple effect on our family and close loved ones as well. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. Okay, so I'm going to continue this discussion, but I'm going to pull some cards for the week ahead. And this is the everyone reading. This is the reading that the angels, the archangels are bringing through for us for the week ahead, telling us about what to expect energetically, what guidance there is, how to overcome challenges. And then if there's a bit of time, I will choose a couple of people and I'll pull a card for you too, if you put a request in the comments. And I know I didn't announce this, but I'm trying to do this at 11 a.m. Sydney, Australia time every Monday. Sometimes I'm a few minutes late depending on what goes on here in Monday mornings are busy. But I'm always here around this time for this live. Okay, so as you may or may not know, I'm doing a workshop this Friday, which is Thursday night in the US, Friday morning in Australia, which is called Magic and Manifesting with Archangel Metatron. And Archangel Metatron is one of the most powerful archangels to work with. I really like working with Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and Archangel Raphael, actually, when manifesting. When you really want that fresh, new spark of positive energy in your life to get your manifestations going. You know, not all of us, you know, you have a busy life, you have teenagers or young children, you've got a partner, you've got a job, you've got all these things that you do in your life, and sometimes those things that are your dreams that you want to manifest go out of focus. They get pushed to the bottom of the pile because you're busy. And then we don't realize that we're manifesting all the time. So, you know, Doc here is trying to manifest some help for a teenager. That's manifesting. Healing your body is manifesting. Creating more abundance on your everyday life is manifesting. Having a beautiful day is manifesting. So this workshop, it's just a 90-minute class online, is about putting those dreams and goals and healings front and center and bringing that fresh new energy and the powerful help of the archangels, Metatron in particular, to ascend your energy, to raise your vibration so that you're in alignment with those things. And then to, you know, we're going to be setting clear intentions, clearing the blocks out of the way. What is it that's blocking you from receiving that guidance, but also from allowing yourself to receive that which you really want? So that's what this Friday's workshop's about. There's still time to book in. It's only 47 Australian, which is about 35 American, 25 British pounds. And you will get the replay for life, and you can come to the live as well. And it's going to be powerful. We're going to be doing a big meditation with Archangel Messatron. So I thought that today we'll ask Archangel Metatron's help with the reading for guidance, because I know. Yes, Carol, you can ask the angels for protection and healing. Do you mean today, or are you asking that as a general question? Is that something you can ask the angels to do? So I always invoke the angels before I do any work at all, and before we switch the camera on today. So we're going to ask for and invite the presence of Archangel Michael and his band of mercy angels. And I ask you, Archangel Michael, to protect this session. To everybody who watches it, either live or in the replay, please provide your dome of violet and blue shielding light over this session and everyone who attends it. Please protect this reading and work through me and with me for the highest good of all to bring about a clear reading of divine guidance and healing for everyone who is here to hear it. And you might just feel the presence of Archangel Michael. He usually comes with a warmth or a heat that rises up. You might feel just a sense of settling down and feeling more grounded and protected as he's placing this dome of light over us virtually and physically. And thank you, Archangel Michael, for also guiding everyone here and for helping them with whatever it is that they need in their life for the highest good. And we also call on the Archangel Messatron. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, angel of ascension and energy. Thank you for being present with us here, for energizing everyone in their aura to attract what they most need and want for the highest good and according to divine will. And thank you, Metatron, for guiding this reading today, for bringing about the outcome, the guidance, the messages and signs that everyone most needs to hear today. And so it is. Amen. So Archangel Metatron's energy is very similar to my shirt color, maybe a little bit more on the purple side, and Archangel Michael is the blue, like my necklace, and a violet, purple and gold as well. And I work with those angels a lot. Hi Jane, hi Pippi. So Archangel Metatron, thank you for bringing through the guidance through these cards and through me. What do we need to know this week? What is it that will help everyone here with their highest intentions and healing? So I'm being shown that there's some really big energy coming in with the planets and the moon phase that's coming in this week and next week. So it feels like almost like a wave of golden light coming in and just blessing everybody. And it's a chance for you to really get clear on what you want. You know, even if you just say a prayer, may the highest happen for me, and use that energy to start to sweep change through your life. Okay, thank you, Archangel Metatron. So I'm going to pull you 4 cards today. I usually do 3, but I will show you something different. And these are the Angel Wisdom deck by Radley Valentine. So this is very clear guidance. This is like the theme of the week, the very first card. It's what the angels want you to look at and to know. And look at the power of this card. Now the message is release, and you've got Archangel Ariel standing with a beautiful unicorn in this field of white roses. And you know, Ariel is all about grief, letting go, moving through sadness, loss, and you know, really opening your heart and keeping your heart open whilst you go through change. Because we don't only grieve our loved ones, we grieve all kinds of things. You know, we grieve change in our life. We grieve children growing up, you know, and changing. We grieve out our own little changes. And so that's why sometimes it's hard to let go and do things differently, because we cling to the old way of doing things. Now here, Ariel is saying there are endings going on in your life now, some of which you've already acknowledged and you see. Others you haven't quite got to that stage yet, but they are opening the way for new beginnings. So it's really asking you to be open. You know, right now, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders and open your frame, and just see yourself as being open to change rather than, you know, closed, tense, tight, contracted, where when we allow our bodies to be more with the flow, we can go with the flow more energetically, because it's really, you know, our bodies show us what our energy is doing. So it's time to look at what can you release. You know, I mean, I've got a big bag of old clothes right there that's on its way out the door today, from your physical environment, from your heart. Maybe there's forgiveness, there's letting go of old situations that are rattling around in your mind and body. maybe, you know, like I was saying before, it could be a dietary change, could be toxic situations, big things that have just weighed on you for so long that you've become numb to them, and now it's time to let go and welcome something new in. So it's all about releasing. It's all about clearing those things, because it's amazing at how much when we hold on to things, it actually doesn't just clutter up what we think it does. It's cluttering up the flow of new coming into our lives. So clearing out that block could welcome the way for things you've been asking for years. It's energy. Everything's about energy. So what's in the block position? You know how I started by saying there's this feeling of newness coming in, this feeling of like, wow, I know there's something big around the corner. Now, the angels want you to keep up your enthusiasm and faith with this. So this one is the Page of Fire. It's about starting something new, getting excited about it, being in a state of excited anticipation and passion. Now, sometimes it's hard to do that when you can't see either what it is or your faith is low about whether or not it's going to happen. They're really asking you to get enthusiastic and excited now. Create that vision now. Start to act as if. That's going to help you with the letting go, and it's also going to help the angels help you to like manifest and call in what's coming. If you are one of those people that's like, I'll only believe it when I see it, then you're keeping yourself perpetually stuck. Guidance, the third card is, this time it's the third card. This is the guidance card. So this is Zadkiel. This has come up so often in different decks and different cards over the last few months. This is about balance. It is just exactly what I said earlier. You've got to make room. You have to create space to focus on the things that you want. And for that, you need balance in your life. Are you doing multiple things? Are you trying to get too much done in a short amount of time? Are you forgetting you in all of this? Bring balance. Now, you also, I can feel Archangel Metatron tapping on my shoulder, need to bring balance into the way that you're thinking. So are you an all or nothing person? Are you being extreme in your thinking? Are you thinking like worst case scenarios? Oh my God, if I don't manifest this terrible thing is going to happen. Are you expecting too much from people in your life and not being balanced in that way? So answer me in the comments, like, where do you need more balance? Where do you need to address your own energy with more balance? So, you know, it could be spending. It could be sleep. What comes to mind? What is your consciousness throwing up for you right now where you think, okay, this is what needs balance? The angels need room to come in and help you. And if you're just kind of filling every minute, even if it's with good stuff, you're not giving room for the angels and the universe to make those shifts for you. And the outcome, this is lovely. Don't we love that word? It's really been a key word, hasn't it, for the last 2 years, year and a half? Awakening. So the awakening is, one, the realization of, what am I doing to sabotage myself right now? You know, I was talking to someone recently who was on the road to their dreams. Like, they're like, okay, now I'm going to do that thing that I've always wanted to do. And they were almost there, taking steps every day and manifesting it. And they were getting signs that this was coming, you know, real world signs. And what she did was she got distracted and went off and went to help someone else with their dreams. And this became bigger than Mount Everest in her life and created massive stress. And the whole time she's thinking, why did I stop working on my stuff? She had to come back and put herself front and center again. And luckily she's back in that spot now. But we need an awakening sometimes. So Carol says, I worry too much about my family's health, right? So worry is a negative prayer. So bring your hands together and, you know, make that pyramid a point up to heaven, drawing that energy down to your heart, and then start to pray instead of worry. Angels, please help. Thank you for helping my family and to heal. Thank you for bringing Archangel Raphael. Sumi, the same. I worry too much about my finances. Worry is a negative prayer. Block you every time. It's just energy, fear energy being projected out of us, and it creates this kind of wall. So we have to remember to change that. I'm actually going to be doing in my upcoming course, Angel Communication, we're going to be working on those things like worry and helping you release negative beliefs that are subconsciously swirling around and sabotaging you, and releasing other people's energy that can cause that kind of fear worry cycle from you. Jane is too hard on herself. Yeah. So when you get an awakening, what do? You do something different. You change. And this is what this is. So expect to have awakenings this week. Expect to have some real aha moments about what is next for you, what you do need to change, and seeing yourself and how to get where you're going in a whole new light. It's like complete clarity. So there's some releasing to do, there's some manifesting to do, there's some bringing things back into balance and addressing that lack of balance, right? The worry, the being too hard on yourself. It's all up here, isn't it? It's all thought stuff. And then there's good coming. And sometimes I know we get so frustrated, don't you? You get frustrated because you think, I'm asking and it's not happening. I'm asking and it's not happening. If that's you, one, there's guidance you might be missing. You're ignoring it, you're pushing it away, you're overriding it, you're subconsciously going deaf to it. Two, divine timing and patience. Infinite patience creates immediate results. Sometimes when we're pushing, we've got to come back into balance space so angels can get into that space and start to help you. So I love that reading for us this week. I'm going to put this up on stories on Instagram and Facebook so that you can take a look at it. And I will be putting this reading up on YouTube later on. So Doc says, I'm doing this with my at the moment with moving manifestations as he has some issues that are not shifting. Okay. So, consider bringing a new energy into that. And also, maybe some energy clearing with the angels. There's a really lovely, deep angelic clearing that I have on my website that you can use that is good, or come to the Magic and Manifesting webinar on Friday. And, I'm going to be giving you lots of tips and techniques for manifesting with the angels so that you don't feel like you have to do it by yourself. Do you ever feel that sort of stuck feeling in your solar plexus when you want something to happen, but it's not moving, and you're thinking about it and you feel frustrated and stressed and worried, and it starts to get all gummed up in your solar plexus, sometimes your heart, sometimes you get that tension around your head. And that's a sign that you're doing the egoic pushing energy and you're trying to do it all by yourself. And that's when, we have to remember we've got angels, and we have to not only ask their help, we have to let them help. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And then we're going to do a really powerful, deep energy clearing with Archangel Metatron using his sacred geometric grid, which is one of the most powerful healing meditations I've ever done. Sometimes it's hard for me to stay grounded while I'm doing it because it's such a high frequency. So I'm going to be doing that on Friday too. So if you'd like to come, please go over. I'll put the link in it shortly, and you can book in for a low cost, and you can join me for that webinar on Friday. So before I finish up, is there anyone who wants a card pulled, or they have a question? I know not all of you like to comment, that you like to watch, but not. I get it. I do it sometimes too, where you're not, you don't want to show yourself that you're here. Okay, I'll just refresh and see what comments, and if there isn't, I'll just. Sumi, that's not really, thank you for your question. So, you know, as a psychic and an angel medium, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time, you know, one of the things that I've been taught by the angels, and we teach, the angels and I, is that the question, will this happen? We have to remember, one, we have free will, and two, the future is not written in stone. So that question there, dear Sumi, is a worry question. Like, will my rent go up? And if so, how much? One, that's not something to ask your psychic, that's something to ask your landlord. And two, it's not something the angels will help you with. What you can ask the angels to do is to help you with your finances, and to help you to manifest greater finances, so that you're not afraid of the bills that might be coming. And because what I said before, worry is a negative energy, it's a negative prayer, and it's so hard not to do, right? I mean, I practically come from a long line of worry warts, but that energy that we put out comes reflected back at us. So if we keep thinking the worst, we literally manifest it. And so you got to clear that energy. So I would suggest, Sumi, come to the Manifesting and Magic webinar, and go on and get that free angel library, download on one of my free meditations on clearing your energy, and make this week your week that you turn that energy around. Okay, so that's not a question that I can answer well. And generally, right, you know, when we're thinking like that, it's a deeper question underneath, isn't it? So I like to answer a question. Oh, we've got lots of questions about love life. So Tyler, finances. Jill, love life. Natty, love life. Okay, I've just got to capture these before they disappear. So I'm going to answer Tyler's first. So again, will, you know, the future is not written in stone. There are many different roads that can unfold for you. This is a truth. I'm not making this up. This is not an airy-fairy thing. I've been a reader for many, many years, and if your finances will improve when you start to put energy into them, positive energy, and you listen to the guidance that the angels have for you. So see if, just sort of, you know, tap yourself on the head and say, okay, when I find myself asking, will this happen, that I'm triggering powerlessness in myself. I'm going to say, angels, please guide me. How can I manifest greater finances? And change that thought, because it's powerlessness, isn't it? It's like, I'm just a helpless victim of fate. You know, beautiful, Tyler, beautiful card. 10 of Cups. And this is, you know, abundance, family abundance, not just you on your own. It's like contentment, emotional security, and financial security. So this is about putting out, you know, the cups are all about emotions. Your emotions need a cleanse. It's like you've got a little well of unhealed, unacknowledged, buried feelings that are perhaps coming up every now and then, and like a little dragon coming out of the cave, and upsetting the balance of your life. Clear out that energy and make peace with it. And at the same time, you don't have to do with that and then this. At the same time, start to make an intention about what your improved finances looks like. You know, for some people, improved finances might be $100. For other people, it might be $1 million. For other people, it might be 250 grand. It's, you know, what is it specifically that it looks like to you? Start to communicate that. Again, please come to the manifesting webinar on Friday, because that is exactly what I'm going to be teaching you, how to manifest abundance, literal abundance, not just airy-fairy stuff, true abundance in your life, how you can get what it is that you want to manifest. So beautiful card for you there, Tyler. Jill, I'm sorry if I sound a bit like I think when we change how we think, And when we understand the universe and how it works and our angels, everything in our life changes for the better. I know it did for me, and I know it has for the thousands of people that I've worked with. So when you start to commit to that, it's amazing. Natalie here, I just saw her question. She's an incredible manifester, and has created amazing things in the world and in her own life. So Jill, love life. What guidance is there for your love life? Okay, releasing situations, people that no longer serve you. Okay, so it feels like to some degree there is a kind of an independence about you where you're quite happy as things are in a lot of ways. Now, it might not be true that your head thinks that, but that's the energy that you're putting out. Now, there's nothing wrong with being independent. I think women need to have financial independence. I think women need to own their energy and not feel like they need someone by their side. But there's nothing wrong with wanting and having someone by your side either, because that, you know, can enhance your empowerment. So there's this energy of independence with you. There are some situations that just need that cord cut. You can see the Queen has got her. And this is also telling you, raise your self-esteem. Know what a brilliant, smart, beautiful individual you are. And just be that. So there are things going on in your career as well, but it feels like you've just got to kind of maybe drop the defensiveness a bit. Can you see how she's got her sword out? Don't come near me. So that's for your love life. Drop that. Natty, guidance for your love life. Now, see, Natty's done my course about how to get angel guidance. So she asked a question: what guidance is there for my love life? Okay, completely different vibe here. This is good. This is Archangel Ariel. It's a number 7, so it's you're in the flow, keep going with what you're doing. It looks like there's lots of good things coming to you, lots of options. Now, what you're learning is assertiveness and standing up for yourself, not in an aggressive way, but just in an empowered way. And not being overpowered or putting people on pedestals. You know, your next relationship is about owning your power. Interesting, isn't it? So this is more open than the Queen in a lot of ways, but it's really saying it's time for you to speak up, stand up, just hold on to your power. That's what you're learning right now. So this final one, maybe final. That sword, the Jill says, that's me. Natalie, what the angels want me to know about a second business I'm thinking of. Ooh. Okay. Now, Archangel Metatron and Michael are standing to attention for this. It's like they've both sort of stood up straight for you, Natalie. Okay. It's an abundance card. So, and of course it is. So this one is the 3 of Fire. So this is about, there's a lot of abundance coming in for you as the result of past decisions and past choices you've made. And if you're you stand strong in your energy, that's going to start flowing in greater amounts very soon. It's like, just you wait. There's some really good stuff coming. Don't run towards the next business idea, but it is a good idea. So it's like it's out there coming in, but it's like that you've got to pay attention to the present moment right now. Okay. Julie says, I've only just joined. So as I said, I like a question. that's it. I can't see any clear questions now, and I don't want to go too long. So, if you didn't get one this time, have a question ready for me next time. And a question is, about a life area, and what guidance there is. That's the best way, because the angels, that's their strength. Their strength is about bringing the guidance through so that you get the power and you manifest. So, there you go. Yeah, Natty says, that's me. That's how I feel, independent. Yeah. Tyler says, stunning card, very aware of what I need to deal with and let go of. It's the next step that is proving difficult. So sometimes letting go is the step. That's really the point, is that the times when we're waiting for that next obvious step is we could be overriding the fact, because angelic guidance comes one step at a time. It could be something really simple that you need to let go of. And often when I feel stuck, I will do a clutter clearing, or I'll do a cord cutting on myself, so that I'm making room for that which comes in. But as I said, it's a big event on Friday. It's Magic and Manifesting with Archangel Metatron. And it is all about getting the energy, clearing the way, and putting your manifestations front and center. If you want to go deeper and you want to learn more about working with the angels, how the guidance works, how to communicate with them, at the same time as having lots of healing and detoxing and life-changing, transformational energy, come to my 6-week angel communication program, which starts on June 22nd. And that's 6 weeks of working intensely with me in a group, and it's live, and you also get, of course, all the replays. So contact me if you would like to join that. Carol, Archangel Raphael is the angel for healing. Yeah. Okay. So lots of love, everyone. Sending you blessings, and especially you, Samantha, for your husband, asking Archangel Raphael to be with him. So releasing that worry and replacing it with prayer. And have a wonderful week, everyone. And see you at Magic and Manifesting on Friday. Bye.